Why is nobody talking about this is the real story.
Yeah, China's getting into everybody's countries, right?
Oh, but hold up. It's worse. Not only is China getting into other people's countries, but they're getting into other people's countries. Oh, is this video going to get taken down? They're getting into other people's countries and helping them with nuclear missiles. This is from NBCnews.com.
NBC News.
NBC tricks. NBC punks.
If we're falsifying our news, then you should shut them down too.
Yeah, shut all of these news organizations the hell down. I'm sick of this. We're not playing around. This is
taking our videos out. What the
hell is wrong with you? So what Skis and I are referring to is we did a video that YouTube took down. We did a video about, well, I don't even know if I can say what it was about. You see it on my Instagram page, and I'm going to put it up on our Rumble channel too. You didn't know I created this. We got Rumble, and I've been uploading videos to it too. So I'm going to put the video that YouTube took down up on our Rumble page if you want to go find us on Rumble. But yeah, they just took our video down because they said we were giving out false medical stuff, which whatever. But anyway, this is from NBCnews.com. It says Saudi Arabia appears to be building its own ballistic missiles with China's help. Is that a positive or a negative thing that Saudi Arabia is now? How do they not already have it? They got so much oil money, man. They've got to have already had nuclear.
Well, they obviously think they're their own missiles, and then China's going to have access to it.
When was this picture taken? Yeah, maybe. Oh, this was taken in December 24th of 2021. So this is some current-ish.
So they're obviously building some kind of solid fuel production and test site.
You know what I was thinking when I saw this picture? It's like, doesn't that look like an oil site, an oil location? Because there's like a burn pit. There's like, this looks like the flare line or some crap. You're like, oh God.
Well, they're obviously it's a thing to build fuel. Well, it looks like obviously to produce fuel.
Solid fuel.
But I'm guessing fuel for missiles is what they're assuming it's for.
This is called the I don't know if that's AI or OWL. Al Dwanmi. Wow, I'm not even gonna try. Solid fuel production and what'd you say?
Dwadmi.
Dwadmi.
That's what it says.
Al Dwadmi. Solid fuel production and test site.
Something like that. You say it like right.
Yeah.
Gotta add that extra emphasis in there.
You know what's weird about this world? Now we just fly our satellites over countries and just show their stuff. They're like, like they can put fences around this facility and they're like, nobody come in, nobody take pictures, the strictest of rules. But we just fly over with a satellite.
Earlier too, we could have just made that. It might not even be a real picture. We have the capabilities just to design that picture.
Yeah, oh, for sure. This could be fake. This might not even be real. Who put this out? ABC News? NBC News? Yeah, come on. But let's pretend it's real, right? Yeah. So Saudi Arabia is building its own ballistic missiles with the help of China. According to the United States intelligence assessments and satellite images. So, I'll keep reading. The assessment of U.S. intelligence agencies is that the kingdom, which is long thought to have acquired missiles from Beijing, is now manufacturing its own, according to a source familiar with the matter and a U.S. official. Is Saudi Arabia our ally?
I know it's basically it's like the only one over there,
right?
In the Mideast, basically.
So hopefully they don't want to use those on us.
I feel like they're gonna go with whoever they feel is the better power, I guess.
Imagine a world where one nuke goes off. I think we think about this in the wrong way.
They sell themselves. They're like a hooker.
Saudi Arabia? Yeah, man, for that oil money and those Lamborghinis and those Bugattis and stuff.
Dog. They go where they know they're wanted.
It probably works out in the short run. I don't think that ever pans out in the long run.
They don't care. They're living today, not tomorrow.
Right, exactly. You become everybody's trick. What was I going to say? You made me forget. Yeah, I think we overestimate what one nuclear bomb is capable of doing sometimes. Like one nuke could take out a city, right? It's not going to wipe out America, right?
One nuke?
Or am I wrong about that?
If someone shoots one at someone who has them, they're going to shoot them back. And then it's going to go back and forth.
Right.
And I feel like that if you shoot one, you're not shooting just one. I feel like there's gonna be a bunch at one time.
Okay, so
Because
let's.
you're obviously gonna shoot the one out of this. We have defense systems that's gonna take that thing out before it even gets
a plane hit the Pentagon on 9/11. Our defenses are bullshit. If that story was true,
We have
go
missile
watch
defense systems though.
Go watch the documentary 9/11, The New Pearl Harbor. Put that up on the screen right now. Go watch that documentary if you haven't already. What do you think about that? A plane hit the Pentagon.
I don't know.
It wasn't.
There was a video before they even. Did you see the video of the guy that reported on it, and they took it off the air? Because he said
no.
There's one. He says there's no
debris,
from the plane, nothing. Da, 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 da. Like he says, he even says in the thing he thinks a missile like hit the building.
That story is so mind-blowingly.
Yeah. But who knows, man? Who knows?
No, man, we know.
I didn't see a plane.
Did you watch that documentary?
I seen the Twin Towers one. I was in school when it happened, and I saw it on TV. Yeah.
People said, I don't know. Whatever. We can't talk about that right now, but well, we can. Screw you guys.
It happened. It's real. Are you going to tell us that we're giving out fake news?
Yeah, all of our soldiers that went over to Afghanistan.
Isn't that why we went there?
All the Middle East country, all those soldiers that went over there and died recently, they're already the ones who came back and they've got PTSD and they can't get a job and all this crap. They're already thinking right now, everything we did over there was for nothing. It was pointless. You wasted your life. Like, that's the message we've given to our troops. So why can't we dig into the 9/11 thing? Like, where it kind of all started at. Like, you guys lied to everybody. I think they lied.
I feel like we went to Iraq because we thought that's what we could. Most of the hijackers technically were not even of like Iraqi in descent. They were Saudi Arabian.
Most of them
were Saudi Arabian.
Hijackers?
The hijackers that hijacked the planes weren't even from Iraq.
Did you know there's no footage of the hijackers getting on the planes? Any of them. There's none. Not a single drop. There's footage of those people muling around in the airport. There's no footage. And you tell me, how the hell is that possible?
No security footage?
Yeah, there's nothing.
Airports were totally different ballgame back then.
But there's also this. The one guy who they claimed he flew the aircraft into the Pentagon. The guy, they said he did take pilot license, yes. And they interviewed his instructors, the people that trained him, right? And they let a bunch of very, very experienced, like, airline pilots. They put him in a simulator and said, okay, fly the route that this guy flew. And as low as you have to fly. And he flew through, like, a big jumbo jet. He would have had to fly that through. It was like a street with a bunch of light poles on either side. And the angle he came in, like, everything that he would have had to do was like
close to the ground.
Dude, it was 99.999% impossible to achieve for a very highly trained, experienced pilot. And this guy that they say flew that aircraft into that building, into the Pentagon, his instructor said there's like footage, like recordings of his instructor talking about how horrible of a student that guy was. He couldn't land a little Cessna. He couldn't fly a little Cessna. There was terrible reviews of that guy. And then they put pilots, extremely, like I said, veteran pilots, like military pilots, guys that have been flying passenger jets for their whole lives. They put them in a simulator and ran the simulation of the flight path they would have to go. Because we know the flight path. It was all on radar and stuff, how the guy got to the Pentagon, quote unquote. The pilots came out of there saying it's not possible. The speed, because he made this crazy nosedive to get to a certain level, and then he would have to kind of fly straight across the freaking Pentagon lawn and stuff and dodge these light poles and crap. They're like, the pilots all came out of there going, there's no way, you can't do that. So, knowing what we know, that's just one tiny bit of information you can get from that documentary.
In the video they show like a clips of something like hitting it almost straight on.
They found out that clip had been tampered with. It was edited. You have to watch that documentary all the way through. I can't explain it because I'm an idiot. I can't like give you all those. It's all there. But anyway, it's not possible. And not only is it not possible to fly the flight path that he flew, it's not possible for a plane that big to leave that small of a hole, no rubbish, no rubble, and not like crash into all those light poles on the route into where he had to get to the Pentagon. And also, the plane that crashed in Pennsylvania in the field, There was nothing, no debris. It was a tiny little hole that looked like it had been dug in the ground. People were not able to go look at it. Dude, just watch that video.
Off topic,
For
but
God's sakes.
similar to this is there's a thing during JFK when he was presidency. There's actually actual government documentation. They wanted to fake something similar to 9/11 when he was president, and he told them no. And there's a situation where they wanted to take like passenger planes and do something similar. It was something that I saw.
And now he's dead.
And they're saying,
That
that's the Jones guy that I tell you to watch. What's his name? Alex Jones.
Yeah.
He's the one that talks about the CIA, and he gives you the actual documentation. He calls it what it was because there was like an operation name. And you can actually look it up, and like it was a thing.
Freaking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. Now, okay, so at the basis of that entire story was that all the soldiers that went to Afghanistan and Iraq and all the people that died, all the money, the billions of dollars we lost. I hate to lump that in with people that died, but still, it's our taxpayers' dollars. All that crap for nothing. For what? What was it for? Was it for the military industrial complex thing? I sound like such a freaking... I hate these conversations, but there's merit to what we're talking about. Like, watch the damn 9/11 documentary.
I watched the documentaries too, and a lot of them say there's another building that was also... The Twin Towers weren't like the actual target. There's another like CIA or FBI building that was actually smaller that was also destroyed next to the buildings that had a bunch of information like they wanted to get rid of. And that building was also destroyed in the process.
And there was a billionaire who had just bought the 2 Twin Towers. And he was, according to building codes, because of all the asbestos and like the old stuff that was in those buildings, he was going to have to renovate those 2 buildings for billions of dollars. And he took out this crazy insurance policy like a few weeks before the towers went down. Like, there's so much bullcrap going on in that story. And it's all in that documentary. And it's not like a documentary where they're just talking like, this probably happened or this. They're like, they show you the documents, they show you the footage. It's all, they don't assume stuff. That documentary is so well put together.
Then I mean, a lot of this ties into banking, really. They go back to like the Rockefellers and all them. And like a lot of these countries that we go into are places like we still don't control the banking yet.
Trying to, though.
So like North Korea's one, Iran's one. There's like 4 places.
Yeah,
left.
remember we did that video?
And that's what they think it all ties into too.
It could. Banks have got to be the most powerful thing, right? Remember we did the video about the Haiti earthquake? And we were like, could the government could we produce
control an earthquake?
Yeah, like
that goes back to like Tesla stuff, right? And they got they got a thing. They say they can. There's actually a patent to control weather.
Right, but think about this.
There's
right,
an actual patent. You can go look it up. So.
Yeah, think about this. Over in Haiti, as soon as we make an earthquake that just kills hundreds of thousands of people or whatever, then we come in with our banking system and stuff. We say we're gonna set up this foundation where we can give you loans to help you. You know, like we do that in other countries maybe, where we're like, we're going to destroy this country. And then we're going to come in, we're going to say, hey, we're coming in with help. We're bringing you banks. We're bringing you these new systems that's going to help. Next disaster that happens, like now you have insurance. And you have to pay this monthly, but don't worry, it's going to cover you in case of like this, and that, right? So
well, I mean, it's obviously like, I don't know if it's on like a fault line or whatnot. But obviously, there's ways you could like disturb those things so something happens. I'm assuming.
Dude, they've killed so.
I don't see why you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, so. I don't want to say they've killed people in Haiti, but so many people have died in Haiti from like. And
well, they got enough disasters on their own, yeah.
Well, and
it's an island.
And then their president was assassinated a month before that. It's just so many weird things. But you don't want to give credit to people like.
You don't want to sound crazy.
Yeah, you don't want to sound crazy and just.
But it just seems to be too much at sometimes.
It's freaking stupid. But right now,
China's. This ain't the only place they're going. They're buying stuff in Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Even the U.S. The Chinese guy that bought up all that land in Texas.
And yes.
Yeah.
General.
He's like the main guy to their army. So.
But Texas actually passed a law that said he can't put his wind farm up, so they stopped that. But
wasn't he like trying to build a bigger airstrip or something?
He did build a bigger airstrip. Yeah. I don't think they canceled that, so he could still fly in a nuke if he wanted to, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, China's in Africa. They're in so many different countries, it's out of control. They're buying up
Well, they're becoming
It's
the
terrifying.
world power, right? They want to become.
Maybe we shouldn't have
leaders.
power. America, we don't seem to
Ah,
be
it's-
very responsible with it.
Who says China's going to be?
Right.
They're just taking it.
I don't want them to, but
I say it's ours.
yeah.
Basically. They're being smart, you know. They're moving around. They're giving assets to people. They're giving money. They got the money. We don't have the money.
No. How do we not have the money? We've got crypto and freaking
Because we spend it anyways. We spend money.
bro.
We literally pay South Korea to be there.
We have the metaverse. You know what I heard about South Korea? Or what was it? North Korea. North Korea prevents China from accepting a lot of Western traditions and stuff like that because China's empowering Kim Jong-un. Like, they back him up, basically.
Why wouldn't you?
And
It's
they find
another communist country.
Well, they
Of
also
course they're going
finance
to.
him.
Well, yeah, you
Like,
should.
they give him oil and, like, they give him nukes and stuff. Like, China actually, like, gives Kim Jong-un. He's nothing without China. But he's a buffer between, because North Korea's already accepted all the Western. They're already, like, turning into, like, basically like America. They're accepting a lot of Western stuff. And China doesn't want all of that crap coming into China. So North Korea is the buffer zone between. That's why North Korea is so solid. China's like making sure he gets everything he wants, making sure he can stay in
But yet they
power.
don't have everything. They're very poor.
He
and-
does. Yeah. But that's why people say, like, why doesn't China like go over there and
Their people are in like a famine almost.
Right.
So.
yeah, but people wonder why China doesn't help them. But it's because China is like, no, we just want to let Kim Jong-un do his thing over there because he's preventing the Western ideology from coming this way.
Well, he
You
also
know?
takes eyes off of them. It's another thing you got to like focus on because there's like too much going. If you make a bunch of stuff happen, then you don't know where to focus.
Yeah,
right?
they're-
You're throwing them off. You're making other things happen.
Yeah, they're like that magician, man. They're
Yeah,
doing the
sleight of-
sleight of
sleight of
hand.
hand,
Yeah. They're doing
It's
it
smart.
so great. But yeah, I don't know. It's scary stuff.
Yeah.
Give everybody nukes. I want a nuke. You know?
I just want a rocket launcher. That'd be sweet.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something about Australia. Oh yeah, Australia. They ordered. You know, Australia is like in super danger from China right now. Basically, if China takes over Taiwan, Australia's like right in the. They're in a bad place.
Well, they're also in a good place. When you almost want somebody there, right?
But they don't have much. You know, they're so tiny. They're not gonna put up a fight. Australia would get wiped out by China if there was any real conflict.
Yeah, but it's somewhere
And-
you can like post stuff up. Also, I mean, it's something to help you out in this
Who,
process.
like America?
Yeah, that's why we give them work, and they actually build like the motors and stuff. They signed a big contract with Australia to build the motors for like our warships and stuff like that.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing. Australia, their prime minister or whatever, he was talking, and some people that were analyzing, analyzing Australia. He was like, well, we've ordered like 20 nuclear subs from like the United States or something. And they're like, but we're not going to nuclear arm them. They're just going to be nuclear subs.
okay.
And we're just buying them for like,
The-
they're
the-
going to protect us.
The nukes will be there, but they're not armed.
Right.
With the flick of a switch, we can arm them.
They're like, they're not going to be nuclear submarines. They're just nuclear powered. But then one other like guy that was analyzing the situation was like, well, the submarines are going to be ready.
But
They
they're
bought
nuclear
them.
capable.
Right. There's that too. But he's
Yeah.
like, they're not going to be ready for 20 years. Like Australia just ordered these recently, but they won't be ready for like 20 years. So he said, by the time we get these subs,
You don't want new ones.
it's yeah, they're gonna be like having a Model T against a brand new Ford pickup truck or something. Like basically, like with the way technology goes, like in 20 years when they get those submarines, you're gonna be like, oh God,
you
have
assume
those?
you assume the technology's going to be that far behind,
That's true.
but you don't know. Like,
If it keeps-
does the government tell you everything they're capable of doing? Probably not.
No,
Then I don't assume they'll get the first one before 20 years. That's probably just when the order will be.
I don't know, man.
It's
Not the
gonna take-
way it
doesn't
made.
take 'em 20 years.
I'm sure they'll
They'll-
upgrade the stuff if something comes along during that period.
It'll probably take them 20 years to complete the 20 sub order.
I don't know. It's not the way they made it sound.
So it takes a year to build a sub, basically.
There's
obviously
no
you don't
way
want
it only
some-
takes a year to make a nuclear submarine. You know how
Why?
many billions of dollars those things cost? You think they could make them in 1 year? Damn.
I want to build one. I think that'd be sweet.
Okay, but here's the thing. I think they have to have a certain amount of like. There's a lot that goes into buying a nuclear submarine, much less like a few of them. So that's pretty much like the whole process. I think is what he's talking about. It's gonna take a. He said it was gonna take 20 years for us to get our subs. That's what he said. The guy in Australia, and I was like, oh. But then the other guy was like, yeah. So basically, in those 20 years, like it's gonna be like, like you're gonna have this old freaking Honda against a Tesla. Basically,
The thing is, they
like,
still have other subs, probably still.
I don't
capable of doing
know
their
if
job.
Australia has subs right now.
I'm sure they do.
They probably do.
We have a base there, I'm sure, guaranteed. And we don't. You don't think we already got stuff parked there?
Maybe. I hope so.
Weren't you the
I
one
hope
telling me
we're
we
not
have
as-
like tanks parked up in like Sweden and stuff in the caves and stuff like that?
I don't
long
know if
time
that
ago?
was me. Maybe.
I remember you telling me something about that.
Maybe.
They,
Yeah.
they like hide stuff up in the caves and stuff like that.
I hope we're not as dumb as we all think we are. When we watch the way China affects us,
The
you
military
know?
ain't gonna tell you everything. Otherwise, you have no military advantage.
Exactly.
Why would you tell everybody everything?
This is true.
Where's your advantage come then? We'll just air out everything we're gonna do, so you guys can corner us every spot we go.
That's kind of. I think they're
Yeah.
going to use that though eventually because we're a free country, right? So everybody like us gets to just say things online, and China gets to watch all these videos of like. There's so many Americans that just post videos of like you would think it would be an American secret. Like you shouldn't have put that out. Like why the hell is this on the internet?
If it's out, it's already because they got something else better.
You would think, right? But I'm saying I hope we're not all that stupid. And eventually it might get to the point where something like this, like they're like Americans are talking too much. You guys are giving away all of our secrets to other countries, like our own damn citizens. So they're gonna be like, put a lock on these YouTube channels and stuff. Like you can't broadcast anymore.
Yeah,
This
but
it's over.
Behind the channels, their government's trying to find out what the other countries are doing too.
Oh,
you
for
know,
sure.
So you're getting their info too. There's always ways.
Yeah, and the only reason I sound so cynical about it is because people like Jocko Willink, Andy Stumpf, like people who are in the military and higher up positions, they come out of the military and they tell you like, there's nothing crazy going on. We don't like it's a shit.
Yeah, but
it's
I
a
mean,
it's a shit show. Basically,
Nothing against
like,
Jocko,
like,
but isn't he? He's more like a grunt, like fighter
yeah,
dude
they're
on the front
soldiers,
lines.
right?
He's not the guy. He's not the smart guy, like
That's
doing
true.
the technical stuff.
That's true, but they've seen a lot of the in depth. They have seen some of the inner stuff.
Yeah, but he's like the Marine, and nothing against him. Like,
He's a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
You son of a
no, nothing against that. But like, he's the grunt, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
He's not the guy
He
doing
was
the
a
computer.
higher up grunt though.
He's not the guy that was born with like an IQ of like somebody that can do anything.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah.
How dare you?
No, it's true. Let's see his IQ score. Like, I'm not saying mine's any better because it's probably not. It's probably worse than his. But I'm just saying, like, that's the stuff you got to think about. There's guys that are beyond anything we can think.
Yeah.
There's people that, I mean, look at like what
We-
Elon Musk has Asperger's and he's building rockets. So
Elon Musk,
we don't know where to go to build a fucking rocket. We'd have nowhere to start.
he pretends like he doesn't know there's aliens.
I don't know. Who knows? But
There's even an article with they were talking to his brother, and he said he's a savant in business, but he's like empathy.
Yeah.
So like he can build businesses, but he's got nothing else
Right.
but he's smart.
with one thing.
Yeah.
God, I wish we had.
But it's something we probably will never be able to like be on his level on that part.
No, that's because he's,
So
he's lacking in other.
Just like the military, they hire certain people for certain things, and they might be really. And they're gonna cruise along with that one thing,
Yes.
and they're gonna let them just go with it because that's what they know.
I agree.
They're on par with the tech. They're high. They know what gets posted.
100% they do. I wish I could find this video. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, at least
Before we end this,
for
yeah, keep
God,
talking.
God willing, I hope they do.
Oh,
Hopefully, we're not that far behind. I
they got
guess.
divisions.
Yeah. Like I said, where's your tactical advantage if you say everything? There's none.
Oh my
You
Like,
got to
if
keep it
you
a
get enough
secret.
at computers and you start cracking into stuff, they're knocking at your door. I'm like, hey, you can either go to jail or
You come work for
you
us.
can go work for us and we'll pay you. Okay.
Dude.
I'll take a flight and see.
Elon Musk
Right?
smokes a joint with what?
No, bro.
Just to get, probably makes him look dumber that way.
No,
He probably does it on
dog.
purpose just to make him people think like.
It's
that,
kind of
whatever.
what Dave was talking about. Like Elon Musk. Oh my God, YouTube punk. The way he thinks. Like watch this. Watch this video. Wait. Pause. Jesus, I don't think my computer was recording again. Freaking
Excuse
idiot.
me.
Go back. Go back to the beginning. Watch this. It's a 1 minute 53 clip. I think we got enough time. Just listen to this. It's an Elon Musk. It's about how
What's
his
your
brain
source
works.
of belief in situations like this? When the engineering problem is so difficult, there's a lot of experts, many of whom you admire, who have failed in the past.
Yes.
And
Let's get him on our show.
a lot of people,
Come on, man. Who's
you
this
know,
guy?
Lex
a lot
Friedman.
of experts,
Oh,
maybe
yes.
journalists, all the kind of, the public in general have a lot of doubt about whether it's possible. And you yourself know that even if it's a non-null set, non-empty set of success, it's still unlikely or very difficult. Like, where do you go to, both personally, intellectually, as an engineer, as a team, like for source of strength needed to sort of persevere through this and to keep going with the project, take it to completion?
Watch this clip. He thinks so long.
He's like a robot brain. It's like
A
calculating.
source of strength. I just really not how I think about things. I mean, for me, it's simply this is something that is important to get done. And we should just keep doing it, or die trying. And I don't need a source of strength.
So quitting is not even like,
It's not in my nature.
Okay.
And I don't care about optimism or pessimism. Fuck that, we're gonna get it done.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But that's what you need.
That's how his brain
Yeah.
works. So he's like, I don't give a damn about, your happiness, your sadness, your optimism, your pessimism. I'm just gonna.
But he's
do
right.
it.
I mean, he's a business. He wants to get it done, right?
Right.
He's
So whatever
he's set in his way. He knows what he wants to do.
That, and even if
He's
it's-
got his goals.
If it's impossible, the amount that you learn while trying to do said impossible task is already leaps and bounds. So
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
huge, man. You can learn so much if you fail at
you
stuff.
You don't pick stuff that you know you.
Right. But
He
yeah,
wants to be remembered, man.
He
knows
will
what
be.
he's got to do to be
Oh,
remembered.
100% he's gonna be.
Something you can do.
Man, get us out.
Oh,
of
cue the music.
here. Music has been cute.
Music.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been fun. Skis and
G.
Wait.
Please.
BTG squad out.
I'm out.
Where are the aliens? Maybe they're among us.